Are we on?
Yes.
Okay, great. Call to order the Public Safety Committee meeting of Monday, June 16th, 2025, 5:30 p.m. here at the council chambers. With that, I will call for approval minutes for the meeting of May 19th, 2025.
I think we're going to have to, forego that one until Mr. O'Sullivan comes, because you weren't at the last one.
That's a good point. I think Mr. O'Sullivan just
there he
appeared.
is.
So we can't hear you, Bill, yet, but we can see you.
Can you hear me?
We got you now.
Now we got you. So again, thank you, Councilor Whelan. So calling for a motion to approve the minutes of meeting on May 19, 2025.
I'll make
So
a
moved.
motion to approve the minutes for May 19th, 2025, at Public Safety Meeting.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
One abstention. Motion passes. Now we'll have the meeting open for the public. This portion of the meeting is specifically set aside for comments from the public who are asked to limit their comments to 2 minutes. Any person interested in providing public comments via email should email publicmeetings@rockyhillct.gov prior to 4 p.m. on the meeting day to have their public comments read into the record. Do we have any comments online?
No, we do not.
Hearing none, I don't see anyone in the public who wants to come up and have any comments on the record. So we'll move on to departmental updates, starting with fire.
Thank you. You have our executive summary, so just a few other items worth mentioning. The highway has picked up over the past month and a half. 10 calls up there last month. We checked with the state LAH fund people, and they're shutting down the LAH fund right about now. They ran out of money, so this isn't bad with 2 weeks left. However, in the new budget that was passed, they did refill that account, so we will be reimbursed going up there in the future. As for responses, we're about 10% more than this point last year, with 370 calls for service so far this year. Last Saturday morning, we had a long duration call at the vet's home when they were stripping floor wax at about 2 a.m. in an occupied dorm building. We assumed there was some type of chemical reaction between the stripper and whatever residue might have been on the floor. Some of the staff were experiencing respiratory difficulties due to vapors. At the time, there were 55 residents in their rooms there. We made the determination to evacuate the building, did a search. We did that by activating the fire alarm. Gave it a few minutes, did a search while we were getting DEP involved. They came out and they tested the air with photoionization detectors, and they found no contaminants, but that was probably because it evaporated before DEP arrived. So we reoccupied about 5 a.m. No injuries there. Another item to mention is from the training folder that we finished up our recruit training last week with live burns on the car fire props at the training grounds, and all went well. From the apparatus standpoint, June 5th, our safety and support vehicle was involved in a no-injury motor vehicle accident at the corner of Main and Grimes. PD determined that our member was not at fault, and the car is currently at the repair shop while we work through with the insurance company. The safety and support equipment has been moved to another vehicle until decisions are made. There is a good possibility that the vehicle is totaled. But we're just waiting on the adjuster at this point. And that's what I have.
Any questions, Councilor O'Sullivan?
No questions, just a comment. Chief, thank you and great gratitude to your crew for that 2 a.m. to 5 a.m. at the Veterans Home. That's a grind and a sacrifice, and I just want to acknowledge that and pass on thanks.
You're welcome.
That's it.
Councilor Whelan?
No injury with that motor vehicle accident on our side?
No injuries either side.
Okay, good.
The other car was able to drive away. Our car, not so much.
Well, at least nobody was hurt. That's the main thing. Could you just give us an update on Mission CIT? I see they're moving some equipment or props in.
Yes. At this point, Mission CIT has brought in one box, and that'll be the cornerstone of the 4-box burn building that will go onto the western side of the lower level, where the roof prop is now. We're going to move that, and they're going to replace that. If you look, there are markings. The props have been marked out, and the props are marked out on the upper level also. You're going to see a mobile trailer being delivered. We're working on the final times, either tomorrow night or Wednesday, with some equipment being pulled off that. And the fabrication drawings, or the CAD drawings, for the other 6 boxes are currently up with the vendor in Suffield, and they're pricing, doing whatever they're doing there.
Good. That's awesome.
We hope, knocking on wood and with our fingers crossed, to have the burn buildings operational mid-August and start burning by September.
Great. Good progress. I was wondering if you could do us a favor on the executive summary, if you could do a monthly tally, how many times they use a classroom and how many times they use the training grounds. If you could just add a little sentence in there, just to keep us abreast on how it's going.
I am writing myself a note on that.
Thanks. So classroom and props.
Classroom and props.
And just, we keep a tally monthly and continue it each month just for a yearly figure. Be nice. Another thing, I guess the federal fire department grants are coming out. You aware of those?
Yes, I received an email within the last day or so about that, yes.
Do you think anything, ideas you guys might have for that use?
These are, from what I understand, these are staffing grants.
Okay.
Called SAFER grants. I can't give you what the acronym's for, but it starts with staffing. And what they do is they provide a step-down payment to bring in employees where they'll cover 80% to 60% to 40 to 20, and then you maintain the full-time employee from there.
Okay.
We're not looking to do that. Our membership is sitting good. We are, and I explained this last month, we are going to start moving ahead with a focused recruiting area, or a focused recruiting drive in the southern part of the town to boost up the numbers in Station 3.
Perfect.
So the short answer is, yes, we are aware of it. We don't see any opportunities at this point.
Okay. Thank you. That's all I have. Thanks.
Thank you. So, Chief, one quick question about the $137,000 this year from the I-91 reimbursement. Is that like, is it comparable to previous year? Or?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
okay.
It is. I believe if you look on the executive summary,
Yes.
we have a chart in there on I-91 responses,
Yes.
and they're not too far off
Yeah.
from each year, just a few off.
Yeah, I think that has been trending pretty good. I guess the question is like, from a reimbursement rate perspective, is it comparable? That's what I was trying to get at, like,
Oh,
right?
okay, I
Yeah, from a
understand that.
dollar perspective, right?
This year is
Yeah.
better than last year.
Okay,
Last year, they ran out of money, I want to say in February,
okay,
and now they ran the account dry in mid-June, and the new budget starts in July.
okay.
So this year is a lot better than last year.
Yeah, and that makes, yeah, because I was like, yeah, the incidents are very comparable, the frequency, but from a dollar perspective,
Yeah.
if you are happy with what the state is providing. Yeah. Okay,
Yep.
thank you. Thank you, Chief. Moving on to emergency management, back to you, Chief.
Okay. We are in the process of redistributing the emergency management, local emergency operations plan with new signature and contact lists. We hope to have that completed by the end of the week. And Pankaj, you're on the list. You'll be getting that. We are currently working with the city of Middletown to streamline local communications as it pertains to all types of emergencies, including river emergencies. And let's see, over the weekend, we were in touch with the State Emergency Operations Center. They were operating on an enhanced monitoring level due to the scheduled No Kings rallies taking place across the state. This just allowed for increased coordination and just information sharing. We had no rallies in town, but they were putting out what was going on throughout the state. And that came from Region 3, I'm sorry, our region. Couple other things. Late this afternoon, and honestly, we haven't even had a chance to go through it yet. We received an email from the State Department of Emergency Management and Homeland Security letting us know that FEMA has approved the Capital Region Council of Governments Natural Hazard Mitigation and Climate Adoption Plan update. It's for a number of towns in the Hartford area, including Rocky Hill. Again, we just got this, this particular document. It was a 5-document email. It's 32 pages. I want to review it with the town manager before because I haven't read the whole thing yet, but we will, I'm sure we'll have more for you very shortly on that. But that's a good thing that FEMA approved that. A lot of work went into all those plans with all these towns, and for them to review all of them and approve it, we made out okay.
Great.
Okay.
Thank you. Any questions, Councilor O'Sullivan?
None here, thank you.
Okay. Councilor Weenan?
No questions. Thank you,
Thank you.
Chief.
I don't have any questions too, so thank you, Chief,
right,
for
thank
both
you.
those reports. Moving on to ambulance. Chief?
Hi. I'm not going to do Aetna's piece because Mr. Kemp isn't here, so I'm just going to do mine. RHVAA in May had 141 responses.
Chief, can you move the
Sorry.
microphone a
Sorry,
little?
yes, I
Sorry,
tried to
just
stay
for the
off of
record,
when
it
he
won't
was
capture it.
talking. Sorry. In May of 2025, 141 responses, 370 had 126, 371 had 13, and EMS 1, which is me, responded twice, which is, I respond more than that, but that's the ones when I remembered to blast off that I was going to things. We've had 446 responses in 2025 so far. Operationally, we started, we had the Memorial Day Parade, obviously. We had, I don't know what this is that he wrote down. We also have been, just some operationally stuff that we had, we've been doing an EMT class that's been going on well. We have 4 firefighter members from RHFD that have been in there, that's been going along well. And we're in the process of putting a 3rd truck online right now. So that's in the process of being inspected and going through OEMS. So this is, usually Dave does all this stuff, so I'm like kind of a, I'm sorry. This is easier when he's here. All right. If you can read these charts, we have cardiac outcomes. He tracks all this stuff. I don't track it because he tracks it because he tracks both sides. That's all I've got right now. Just go with.
Any questions, Councilor O'Sullivan?
Yes, so I mean, the figures for May show a pretty dramatic spike from previous months. Can you comment on that?
I'm sorry, what? They show a dramatic
Is it
what? Spike
Spike?
in our responses? Yes, we've been online more because we've been able to staff the ambulance full-time during our hours.
Okay, so in other words, it's not, I guess, really an apples-to-apples comparison then, so to speak. You're covering more calls that otherwise might have gone to Aetna.
Right, correct.
Okay.
So what you're saying is the bigger pie is the same, you're taking a bigger piece of the pie?
Correct.
Okay, and can you go a little bit more detail into that? That's okay. Like what kind of like operational changes you have made to make that happen?
I have an agency that has come in, and I
Yeah.
have been working with our volunteers along with that, so we've been able to put 2 trucks online. So when we have the 2 trucks online, and the staffing agency has also come in, they have also been able to put a truck online. So we've been, and that has allowed me to get the 3rd truck ready, to put the 3rd truck potentially online.
Okay, so just more coverage with more vehicles out there.
Absolutely.
Okay, yeah, I was just trying to.
Absolutely, I'm sorry.
Councilor Sullivan, I was just trying to double click on that answer. I think you might have gotten enough out of it, but I was just trying to get more context around it. So thank you for the question. Going back to Councilor Whelan now, unless you have a question, Councilor O'Sullivan. Right?
No, nothing further, thank you.
Just a little more follow-up on that. Has the agency been working out well, working with your staff?
They are.
and-
They're working very well with our staff. They've been very, very helpful. I find them very user-friendly from an agency, from a staffing standpoint. I like working with them.
Good. They allowing your people to ride and get their hours and teach them a little bit, some of your people?
Absolutely,
Good.
absolutely,
It's a big help then.
absolutely. They've been great. They've been really great. They've been actually, they've been critical,
Great.
so.
Thank you. That's all I had.
Yeah, thank you. And how's your new database system working out? Like, I know you were like putting in some changes there, upgrades.
I'm still working on that. I'm waiting for another computer. I can't get anything until, we're all waiting for July. I think we're all dying for July. And I need to get another hard drive in there because what I have right now is too small. I need something that actually has enough
Is this
memory on
not
it.
going to be a cloud thing? Like you're not going to utilize a cloud service or something? Maybe.
I think what's going on is it's just communications between the town setup and what I actually need and security levels. So it's turning into
Okay.
some technology bumping.
Who
in.
is quarterbacking that project?
I've been working on some of it, and then I have an outside contractor that's been doing some of it. And then we've also been, we've had our tablets that are inside the trucks. I've had to scrub all of them individually, one at a time, and reload them. And then that's a long process.
I guess
So that's where,
there is no connect point here with the town IT, right? It's independent of town IT.
I don't connect with the town.
Yeah, at
on
all,
that.
right? I mean, there
Well,
is no, okay.
The town IT department, the stuff that's available with the town IT department and the current needs for what we need are not jiving.
No, that's fine. Like, I was just
to
looking
say
if there were
and
any
not
like
be-
synergies. I understand. Yeah.
I don't want to be rude. Please. I don't want to even imply rude. It's just that I appreciate everything they do, but I need like harder and faster, and it just isn't there.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, so it's basically an independent contractor who is
Yeah.
who's spearheading the project, really.
yeah,
in
which then that
consultation
in
with-
turn turns into I have to go at what I can do.
Okay, all right, great. Thank you. Thanks for that report. I know Dave Kemp is not here, so
Yeah.
we'll skip over that. Now, we do have the written, report, the executive summary as well.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll just skip over that. And then we'll go to police. Chief, please.
Good evening. As you can see, the report kind of speaks for itself. Of note on page 1 there, we are back to full staff. I've been kind of building up with that. Many thanks to our background investigators, the folks doing the interviews, as well as our field training officers, and even some of our patrol staff who've been recruiting folks to come in. So I'm happy to say that our last officer to put us back to full strength is 2 weeks into their onboarding, and about 2 more weeks, 2.5 weeks should be on the road, off running on their own. And we are currently in the process of identifying a school resource officer candidate who will replace Officer Jordan, who after 2 years has decided he'd like to come back to the line. Will, if you're familiar with Football Fridays, he was our Mosier School primary SRO, has done a phenomenal job, and whoever is the selected candidate's going to have some big shoes to fill, but we're happy to say we have candidate in mind, working that through that process with the Board of Ed, and hope to have that finalized within the next couple of weeks, I'd say. As you can see from the very bottom of page 1, and also the notes I added in the last page, we had some significant closures on some cases that occurred back in 2024. You may recall we had a burglary at Exxon, Golden Opportunities, second at Golden Opportunities, and through some high-level investigative work, those cases have been closed with arrest. And more recently, about the last couple months, we've had a burglary on Dividend Road. It was kind of an interesting story, but nonetheless, that case has also been closed through some investigative techniques. Suspect identified with a case closure. Of note, that's not on the report. We will be acquiring, just got the purchase order, I guess, last Thursday or Friday. We're taking the ARPA money from 24-25, and we are purchasing 21 mobile data terminals or laptop computers, essentially, for our patrol staff. That's a significant investment. It was approved through OPM, through the crime deterrent and violent crime deterrence. Our computers are linked through our town server to our LPR system, so that when we're getting alerts in town, it's coming up on their computers, also through dispatch as well through the radio, but a huge significant savings for the town for 2025-26. So 21 brand new Surface Pro computers should be on board here. It's going to take us a while, as you mentioned, IT. That's going to be kind of a climb for us to get them all online coming on, but the good news is they're coming in with some savings to the town. To also mention, this week is Travelers Championship, and to be aware of, for the community out there listening, be aware of your traffic and travel plans. Stay away from that 99 corridor, Main Street from essentially West Street down to the Cromwell line, and some of those tributary roads are going to be affected primarily Thursday morning from 11 o'clock all the way through Sunday afternoon about 8 p.m. We do have officers assigned to traffic details there, and hopefully that's seamless. We'll do the best we can, but just if you're listening at home, keep that in mind. Try to avoid the area or find the way around it the best you can. And that pretty much concludes my report.
Councilor O'Sullivan?
Yes, Chief, just kudos for your patience and persistence in cracking those very high-profile cases from last year. That's a tribute to the department, and I assume also for the multi-town task force. But that's great work, and it's very reassuring for people, and I think also educational for people to know that so, sometimes it's a process. It takes a period of time. It's not always a matter of screeching tires and chasing the bad guys, but a lot of detective work after the fact to get things done. So anyway, great work.
Yeah, if you don't mind, I'll add into that one case on Forestry. Actually, our patrol staff got involved with helping identify the individual on a suspicious person stop. So it's a team effort all around. Thank you.
Councilor Wheel?
I'd just like to follow up with that too. Outstanding police work from the patrol level to detectives to working with the task force in the area and putting everything together. I know it takes a lot of time, but your guys continuously kept plugging away at it and gathering info and doing the search warrants. So outstanding job. Thanks for all that. Congratulations on being full staffed. It's been a while.
Feels good.
Nice job working with getting the right people for our town, the right fit so far, and hopefully they'll continue to stay. And your SRO is going to have some big shoes to fill, as you just said, for that Mosier football work. And good luck finding the right person. I'm sure you will. And
Thank you.
thanks for Jordan's efforts while he was there. That's good.
Yeah, I don't have any questions. Great report. I think overall, again, full staffing is great. We all, we have these moments where like, okay, we are getting close, we are closing, and then we get further back, right? But finally that moment has arrived, and I'm happy that at least we can say at some point in time we were full staff, like 100%, and hopefully that will stay longer. I'm saying that in jest, by the way, but
I don't say it lightly. We've
yeah,
brought on some
yeah.
very excellent staff members over the last
Yeah,
18 months.
yeah,
I'm very
yeah.
proud that brought them on board. I think
Yeah.
they're going to be great for us
Yeah.
for moving forward.
Yeah, no, it will be, and it's great. And I think the talking about the quality of the recruiting here, I think we have been very blessed, and like we have been. I mean, I say we have been blessed, but it's a lot of work too on your side to identify the right people who will do well in this environment, right? Like our town, right? Like, and that's always not the case. And I'm sure like you have, some tissue rejection every now and then here and there, but more or less, I think you have done a fabulous job recruiting. So from standpoint of like people who fit into the kind of personnel we want to hire, as far as I can tell, as a resident, right? So, and that's the important piece, I think. How do the residents feel? Because professionally, you have a standard you keep to, but then there's, they're in the community and they're interacting. And I always say this, I keep saying this always, we should talk about more about the things that are done outside of police work. And we have done a good job, like communicating some of that over the last couple of years. I've always asked you to like put an emphasis on that, and I think you have done a good job communicating that. But I think there is a lot that happens outside of that police work. Police work is a primary job, obviously, to keep people safe. But outside of that, I think from a community standpoint, people do appreciate how your staff like interacts with the community, right? Outside of that police work. So much appreciated.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
I think the only one we have got here is remaining is Health District. I don't know if...
I'm here.
Oh, you're here.
There he is.
Welcome. I wasn't sure, like, you're around. Okay, thank you.
No, I'm here.
The floor is yours.
So, thank you very much. So the good news is that respiratory virus season is winding down. We're seeing numbers from influenza, COVID, and all the other respiratory virus diseases really waning at this time. So good news with respect to that. The measles issue that we've been dealing with nationwide also seems to be working its way down. We've had over 1,100 cases nationwide. So far, none, knock on wood, in Connecticut. But, once again, our high vaccination rates in Connecticut do have a tendency to kind of help us with regard to measles spread. One of the things that we have to bring up is the fact that since all the rain that we've had recently, the mosquitoes and other bugs like ticks are definitely out in force. So, what you can do as far as prevention to be able to dump out water where mosquitoes breed, be able to cut lawns low to where ticks can't hide and attach, definitely will help as far as prevention of tick-borne and mosquito-borne diseases. With that being said, I'll answer any questions.
Thank you, Charlie. Any questions, Councilor O'Sullivan?
None here. Thank you for the report, Charlie.
Councilor Whelan, please.
Just why do you think the respiratory and the measles outbreaks have subdued some?
Well, it's seasonal. So we're actually starting to see, once again, these things flow in patterns. So we're at that point in the respiratory virus season where we would expect for respiratory viruses to start going down. I say that, and sometimes we do get surprises. For example, H1N1 back in the day actually started in April, and SARS generally doesn't follow a respiratory pattern for the most part. So, definitely still do the things for prevention, washing your hands, covering your cough, staying home if you're sick, and if you can't get vaccinated, please do so.
What about the measles? And you said they're declining as well.
So, yep, measles vaccination across the country is going down. A lot of that through efforts of our folks in public health in Texas and a lot of the more affected areas. So they've been doing a lot of vaccinations, a lot of education in those areas. We have had a lot of, alerts for people that are traveling that have been exposed. So as we come into summertime, just, be cautious of that. If you're concerned at all, vaccination is your best protection against measles.
Thank you.
Charlie, is there is there any plans for like a public communication about what you just talked about, the vaccination and the need for that, and in context of obviously the measles conversation here?
We do a lot of outreach through our social media, through our website, on the importance of vaccination. And we are definitely ready to answer any questions if people do have those issues or just have questions about what the right thing is to do. We do like to recommend that folks talk to their doctors, their medical providers, if they have specific questions about their own health issues. But in general, measles vaccination has proven to be very safe and effective against this, and it is the best way to be able to protect yourself, your family, and your community.
Great. Thank you, Charlie. Thank you. Good to see you again.
Good to see y'all too.
Yes. So I don't think we have any old business. We don't have any new business. We don't have any other business. So I will take a motion to adjourn.
Make a motion to adjourn tonight's meeting.
Second.
I hear a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Meeting is adjourned.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.